Hey guys, it's Rich with your Monday Spot on the Pagan Perspective, and this week we're talking about fate. This is a team topic, and whenever I come to the discussion of free will versus predestination, which this topic reminds me of because it goes sort of in that same category, my answer to it is yep. So, whenever we're thinking about such a heavy topic as free will versus predestination, and I think we've done this topic in the past, I always come to the conclusion that they are both legitimate. And the way that I think of predestination versus free will is a tree. You start off at the base of the tree. We don't really discuss the roots because the roots in this theory are past lives, which the jury's still out on for me, and how that has influenced where we are today. So we're just going to bypass the roots and we're going to get on to the trunk. So you start at the trunk, the base of the tree. And as you start making decisions in life, you start branching off one way or another, or 3 ways, 4 ways, in infinite amount of ways. So we go off into these different directions that are all predestined, yet we have the free will to choose either way. And then you get into string theory where it discusses multiple dimensions and stuff like that. So I think it gets mind-boggling really quick, but they are still all legitimate. You have the free will to choose which way that you go and which consciousness you continue in, but you also have a predestined decision. If you do this, then this will happen. And I think that's the easiest way for my brain to process this. For example, say whenever you were younger, maybe, a toddler, and you stuck your finger in a light socket. Now, this could be a trigger for some people. If you stick your finger in a light socket and you get electrocuted and die, that branch stops right there. If the outcome of that is that you survive, then you go on to a different branch. Maybe now you are a person that realizes how horrible electrocuting some people are into conversion therapy is, and you choose to be an activist against that, against electroshock therapy. And maybe you decide not to put your finger in the light socket at all, and you end up going into a different path where you lead an unelectrocuted life, maybe to be electrocuted another day, depending on your actions in the future. So that's just a simple example of how what we choose now can alter what the future brings, and how it could also be predestined. Now, if you think in this situation, you also have multiple dimensions, so it can get very mind-boggling all at once, and it's very intriguing, and it also hurts my brain things sometimes to even think about it. You start getting into time travel and stuff like that. Can you go back and correct the past decisions that you have made? And I have heard, now I'm not a Reiki practitioner, but I have heard through Reiki you can actually send Reiki energy to the past to correct or to heal the wounds of the past. Now, I'm, again, not a Reiki practitioner. It's not something that I've studied. Maybe one day I will venture down that path. But I have heard that you can send Reiki energy and it will heal those wounds over time. And so if we have these two branches that are going in opposite directions and have one has wounded the other branch, say you're in the wounded branch, and you in the future send Reiki energy back to that point, then the unwounded path, which is this one here, my rudimentary examples here, can actually kind of meld in and possibly help, if not completely fix the wounds of the past. Now, I don't know, again, not being a Reiki practitioner, how valid this is, but I don't see why that's not possible. So yeah, whenever it comes to fate and predestination versus the free will of it all, I think the answer to it is yes. And I think it's something fun to think about. I think it's mind-boggling, and I kind of think it's worthy of thinking about, because if we do think about it and we do have those past wounds, then either us ourselves as practitioners, or other people as practitioners of either Reiki or magic or healing arts of some sort, can send healing energy to that past wound to actually start healing that, and maybe even merge those two branches into one once again. So it is something that I've thought about, and I've gone down that path a little bit of thinking and running it through my brain thing, and that's the model that I've come up with that makes the most sense to me. If you agree, disagree, or you have some other theories, go ahead and leave a comment in the bottom bar. I do read the comments up to a week after I do the videos, or in this case, 2 weeks after I do a video, because next week is subs week. So since next week is subs week, I will see you the following week, and we'll be into March already. Wow, this year's just chugging along. So until next time, may you have love, hugs, and ladybugs. Bye-bye.